Is selling on Amazon in the UK rubbish? Is it even worth it? Let's dive into that today in today's video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hayden. Last month we did around about 80,000 in sales across my UK and USA store. I also make content on here completely for free. No courses to sell, no nothing like that. Just literally giving away this content for free. Let's dive into this video. There's a lot of sort of, I wouldn't say controversy around selling in the UK, especially the online arbitrage space, the wholesale space. The UK, in the reality, is not actually a very big market. Now, don't get me wrong, I know 8-figure sellers in the UK. So obviously there's definitely room to sell. But if you compare it to a marketplace like the USA, like India, for example, huge marketplaces, which I don't even know if they've got fulfillment centers in India, by the way, but I know that you can sell on Amazon there. But let's just say the USA, for example. If you look at the difference between the UK and the USA, people sometimes think to themselves, why do I sell in the UK? What's the point? And if you look at the UK online arbitrage space, there's a hell of a lot of price tank in there. There's a hell of a lot of people selling 100,000 and making £5,000 profit out of 100,000 in sales. Let me tell you that. There's a lot of small margins going on, especially even in the wholesale game. You got 30, 40, 50 people on the listing and they're all making 50p, you know. I'm not saying that's not a business model that you could do. And once again, I know people in all walks of this game, this Amazon selling game. I know people in all walks, high margin, small margin, wholesale, high margin wholesale, small margin wholesale, unique bundles, private label. I know people doing all this stuff. Trust me, I've been in this game for over 3.5 years now. I want to talk about if the UK is even worth selling in anymore. Because I sell in the UK, but I do my branded stuff. And I'm just about to launch another brand in the UK. But the USA, I do online arbitrage. Would I do online arbitrage in the UK? No, I wouldn't. Not unless I could put them under my own listings with limited competition and do bundles and stuff like that. I wouldn't do online arbitrage. Simply because, and I'm talking about vanilla OA, where you're jumping on other people's listings. For me, the margins are just attacked. And the issue with the UK market for, let's start with online arbitrage and wholesale, right? And I've done online arbitrage for a year and a half in the UK, by the way. I know what I'm talking about here. I haven't done wholesale, but I know people that do wholesale still, people that I know pretty well. And the issue with doing models like that is the fact that the marketplace is not that big. So you've got this issue where demand is lower than supply. You know, if you've got 40, 50, 60, 80 people on a listing and that listing's only selling 200 a month, you might get sales, but it might be slow. And then there's always price tankers pushing it down and repricers pushing it down and knocking the price down. And if Amazon put their fees up by 2%, 3%, that's all your profit gone if you're making 50p on an item, which has happened recently, by the way, to some people. So is this me saying that, but on other ways, the UK marketplace is great. If you can find niches, if you can do exclusive brand deals, like someone that I know, an 8-figure seller does exclusive brand deals where you're the only person that has the right to sell on that listing, then you can make good money. If you do your own branded stuff, you can make good money. There's still demand for that. Or you're still going to have competition, of course, but it's not going to be directly on your listing. So what I'm trying to say here is, yes, the marketplace is still good on Amazon, but not for those that aren't willing to put in work. It all comes down to how much work you're willing to put on. Does it take a lot more significant work to get your own brand deal so you have the exclusive rights to sell products? Yes. But can you build a proper legit business out of that? Yes. Does it take a lot more work to launch your own brand, create your own products, always be innovating, always be updating listings, always be creating better offerings than you've done before or your competition's doing? Is it a lot of effort? Yes. Is there a lot of demand for that? And is there a lot of space in the market for that? Yes. So it all comes down to the effort. It all comes down to how much effort you're willing to put in. If you're going to just start online arbitrage, if you're just going to start wholesale and just do what every other sheep is doing, you're going to struggle unless you seriously scale it up. And then you've got the economy of scale where you're getting your products cheaper because you're buying more, potentially. Not all wholesales, not all places, but potentially. If you can buy out full stock, which I wouldn't recommend unless you really, really know what you're doing. If you can buy out all remaining stock from TK Maxx, for example, say 50 left in stock, and then no one else has the stock and you wait for them to go out of stock and sell, yes, you can do that if you're much more strategic about it. Or if you're happy to just get that serious volume game, do millions and make small margins, like even Tesco does that. Asda, I think Tesco's working on like something crazy. Don't hold me to this, like a 2.3% net margin, something crazy. Apparently they make about, once again, don't quote me on this, but something ridiculous, like on an average basket, 60, £80 basket, apparently they make about £3 profit, like net after everything. It's crazy. Can you do the small margins? Of course you can. And then some deals are going to be better than others. Some deals you might lose money on. Some deals you might make only 50p on a pound on. But in terms of the UK marketplace, as I say, it's easier. It's funny. The less hard you work, and when I say hard, I mean you don't have to literally work hard all the time. You could outsource this to other team members and stuff. But you've got to set stuff up, be strategic in your thinking. The harder you put in work and effort into that, the less competition you're going to have. That's what I think. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.